This project is called Design a Winter Olympic Park. To do this project, you need this packet, a big piece of construction paper, scissors, glue, and a protractor. And if for some reason you don't have these things, you can do it digitally instead. But I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're designing an Olympic park, like we're hosting the Olympics and we're choosing where all the different events are going to take place. And then this is the road. And all of the events have to be accessible from the road. If you want to, you could put this up here and put some of the events below and above, but then you're going to measure the angle of each event. Now there are 9 events and they don't all fit, so I'm going to have you pick 5, and then if you want to do more than 5, you can. So of the 9, pick your 5 favorites or more. So let's read the intro. The Olympic Committee is looking for a location to hold the next Winter Olympics. The committee is looking for a park that is based on angle measurements and will have 9, you can do 5, separate areas to host the events. Follow their guidelines to design the Olympic Park. Guidelines. Maps should be designed using landscape paper. That just means the paper is long instead of tall. Start with a straight angle at the bottom of your paper. This will be Olympic Park Avenue. All other events must be accessible from the center point of this road. Label 0 degrees and 180 degrees at each end of this road. Use these measurements as your reference point when measuring the angles. And then you decide where each event will be located, and then you're going to measure and record each angle. So we're going to cut these out, and then we're measuring from the center point, and we're drawing lines of where each thing is located. And if you don't have this, you can do it digitally, or you can just get a piece of paper and draw these things instead. So I'm going to go ahead and I already cut mine out. They're all in here. I'm going to go ahead and arrange them the way that I want them. Okay, here are my events. You only need to pick 5, but I decided to do 6. And then I'm going to start in the middle here. So it's nice that this paper was folded in half because I can see the middle. And I'm just going to draw a line going from the event to the actual vertex here. Next step is to measure each event. What angle is it from the road? And then I'm going to record it here and then just say what type of angle it is, acute, right, obtuse. So I'm going to go ahead and measure a couple here. And so let's do the hockey one. So I'll put my circle middle at the vertex. I'm lining up this part of the protractor with the straight line. And then this one starts on the left here because this is my angle. So then I'm going to start with the 0 on the left, which happens to be the outer track. Measuring up, it is 15 degrees. Wow, that's lucky. It ended up being something that ends with a 5. Let me zoom in there and show you what that looks like. So 15 right there. If it'd been 1 more, it'd be 16. Those tiny little marks are 1. So this one is 15 degrees. So then I'm going to write that next to hockey. Under angle measurement, that is an acute angle, and you will measure for each sport, and then you can decorate it. Let me show you something really quick. I'm going to measure my snowboarding angle, and I want to be careful that I'm measuring this angle as it relates to the main road. So maybe I should highlight my main road so that I can see it a little bit better so I know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to measure all the tiny angles. For this one, I'm going snowboarding to main road, not snowboarding to hockey. So I want to know if people are driving along the main road to get to these different sporting events, where is it in relation? So when I measure this, I'm going to always keep my protractor on the main road, which is kind of nice. And so this one is 51 degrees right there. So I'm not doing this distance. I'm doing all of this. So all of that is how far the snowboarding is. When I start measuring the angles over here on the right side, now I'm still lining up my protractor the same way, but this angle starts over here on the right. So the angle starts here and opens up. So I'm going to come over here to the 0. So now I'm on the inner track, and I can see that this one is past 50, but it's not quite 55 because 55 would be there. This one's about 53 degrees. For curling down here, I'm just going to flip my protractor upside down, but you could also just flip your paper upside down. So this one is 30 degrees. All right, so there we go. I just want to make sure that I record it on this, but then I also wrote them on here, and then I can decorate. And here's my finished product. So I've got my different sports, and I measured their angles. Now, if you're wondering why these don't all add up to 180, right? This is a straight line segment. The reason they don't all measure to 180 is because we didn't measure this, and then 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 this. We measured this, and then we measured this, which doubles up. Then we measured this, then we measured this, and then we measured this. So this isn't the same as having separate angles add to 180. We are kind of doubling up on some of them, where this one is 17 degrees from the road, and this one just happens to be 53 degrees from the road, and we didn't have to measure these two angles. You're just taking each event and seeing how it relates to the main road. All right, again, if you don't have this, you can do it digitally. You could also just grab a piece of paper and you could recreate this and draw and make up your own little people there as well. And I can't wait to see what you make.